starting your journey to financial freedom. Now, you're listening to the New Investor Podcast.
This is Farah CJ for the New Investor Podcast. My investment strategy is working overall, and I have not made a single investment on the stock market in a few months now, only into some instruments I will be able to turn into liquidity immediately as soon as I need, and I have not sold any of my stocks and only ensured I was reinvesting my savings. We all know that this year was the best year on the market so far in decades, so we're most probably up for a major correction or worse in the foreseeable future. But for the investor, both scenarios do not really matter, as we are prepared for both. We're prepared in the event of a market crash with liquidity on the side as to ensure we can up our holdings with new lots of our favorite companies at a great price once that crisis occurs. And we are prepared because we have started investing early. I, for one, could have started much earlier, but the important is to start. And we are young, and we have at our disposal the most precious commodity that will seriously support our wealth creation. We have time. So the markets have always recovered from all financial meltdowns in history and recovered even stronger, on average less than 2 years after they occurred. So this is obviously based on historical data, but you will need to also plan for any eventuality. That usually means ensuring you build more cash on hand in my book and being very well aware of the level of risk you can afford. So before I go further into this, I understand that they will be a very high risk that you actually lose your job during a crisis. Well, it is your responsibility to excel in your current profession so that doesn't occur immediately. It is imperative that you love what you're currently doing, if not quit and revert back to another job with less pay, but in which you will be able to excel. This is crucial, as you must ensure you hold a position in the organization you work for that will survive a crisis. So you need to work harder. You need to become dependable so you can rise through the ranks and become a key element to survive a crisis in your company. And again, you will have no problem getting there if you're passionate about what you do. So don't dismiss this right away with a easier said than done approach. Everything is possible. It will depend on the level of risk and sacrifice you're willing to take to reach your grand ambitions. Now, we have spoken at length on how to grow your income in previous episodes already. Now that you have managed to hold your position in your company through that fictional crisis example I'm taking, these 2 years of market recovery right after that crisis will be key to secure growth in your investments for the next 10 years before another financial crisis cycle occurs. And during that time, you will ensure you yield your savings further and make investing the utmost priority in your agenda. And again, we have spoken at length about how to build a solid savings plan in previous episodes. So I will be providing links to previous episodes related to income growth and savings in the description. So I am obviously speaking here to those who have put in the work already, who have taken the time to self-learn, documented themselves thoroughly with all the content out there, allowing them to build that confidence level required to start investing. Even if they did not start yet to invest their first dollars, they fully understand what I'm talking about here, and it is now just a matter of time for them before they make that step. Once all of this is in order, you will carefully up your positions in your portfolio while ensuring they drive the overall average price you paid for your respective companies down. Once a crisis occurs, you would usually get up to 30% discount on wonderful companies with up and downs throughout the recovery period. Great opportunities for the investors, as any and all investments we commit to are held for the long term. So investing is easy, and it is predicated on emotional intelligence and your ability to not act on your emotions. It is based on patience and discipline, all human attributes. I am not a trader. I do not know how to generate a profit by buying and selling securities on a daily basis. I am not even interested in this approach. I am much more attracted and excited by the idea of owning a piece of a business, and hopefully that will continue with many more to come. In the meantime, Be well and stay invested. Thank you for listening to the podcast, and I really hope that it brings you some additional support on your own journey towards financial freedom. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button to never miss an episode, and looking forward to your DM and follow on Instagram at New Investor Podcast. In the meantime, stay invested, be patient, and keep playing the long-term game.